SOG, Sun's Open Journal, #1. Dad, I love you. I really do. You have been, as I grew up, the example of manhood for me. I saw you working hard for Mom, AJ and me. I saw the hours that you worked when Mom, when I was very young, would show me the amount of hours that you work, how much that you tried to earn. From an early age, I saw how hard you worked. And I know that a short work week for you is 40 hours at whatever job you're working at, whether you are working at the Six Rivers Produce, Leon's Mufflers, you were McMurray and Sons, and all those jobs. I saw you busting your ass, working hard. And that day when you told me, when the alarm would go off at 5 in the morning, you shut it off and you would just take a deep breath and just take a moment to ask yourself why you should wake up at that hour. You didn't have to wake up that early. You could have just reset the alarm and woke up at 6, get an extra hour's sleep in before you got up, made your coffee, get dressed, get ready, and then go to work. You could have done that. You said that to me. But then you told me, to this day, I still treasure this thought. And you would wake up, you ask yourself, why should I wake up at this hour? Most everybody in the county isn't even awake. And then you think of Mom. Then you think of your boys. And then you remind yourself that is why you're waking up at that hour. So then you get up, get dressed, brew some coffee, and then you would tell me that was one of the favorite parts of your day. That you're sitting down with your first cup, getting awake, it's quiet, it feels like you own the world. That's what you told me. Drinking that, just waking up, then you get in the truck and then you go to work. That shows me dedication. And even to this very minute, I treasure that thought and I try to live by that for my boys. And you taught me a great many things at an early age. You taught me welding, all those hours of when I was in the shop with you, helping you working on stuff, whether you were changing the oil or putting a new gasket kit on the van, holding things while you spot weld them together, helping you cutting the wood and holding things in place, doing a paint and body work on the various cars that we had in our family history, mowing the field, helping you in the garden, cutting firewood, all that stuff. Even when we were dredging on the Klamath, on the Salmon River, at Rogers Creek, all of that. Those were all great memories. And yeah, growing up, sometimes I got frustrated because of all the hard work. And yes, I understand. That was me being a kid. I wanted to not work, but I wanted to play. And I did play. We did a lot of great things as a family. A lot of great memories. And all those great memories, when my family was growing, I would go on and on and on about those great things that we did. And when that opportunity arose, when you offered us to move in to the house. And I was thinking that one of my dreams was to have that for my boys to be raised in that kind of environment, learning how to work with your hands and building stuff and fishing and camping and all that. You promised to do all those things, with us. And that's why when you offer to move into the house that I grew up in, it was a great blessing. And it was my hopes that the boys would grow up in that house and live in the town that I grew up in, and Grandpa was going to teach them all that stuff. It was going to be awesome. Until 3 months later, and the arguments that you had with Gina and the complaints you had with the boys, especially Jasper and Jade. During those 3 months, my heart was starting to break because you were not there. You didn't seem to want to be around Jasper and Jade because of their autism, and well, since this is the first entry into this journal, it's been years. It's been years, and one should be healed up by it. But that's the whole point why I started this YouTube channel, is to tell you, at least between this phone and the webcam in the future, it was heartbreaking what ended up happening. When you yelled at my wife that day, and you were complaining about Jasper and the messes that he made because of his autism and the behaviors he had at that time, granted, yes, it's difficult to handle. It's difficult to know what to do. But you didn't seem to want to listen, especially to my wife, who's made it her career in doing that. Now, I know you have a thing against people who have a college degree and expertise in that. Granted, that's all scholastic. That's all within the cocoon of a college or university. And you have your doubts of it's a real life application. But if you understood the nature of my wife's degree, and if you would have just had some understanding or willingness to understand that, that's just one of the many things. The point is that I'm heartbroken that you evicted us. You put us through a lot of stuff, and it broke my heart. And the very first screaming, yelling argument that we had over the phone that day. Well, part of me thinks that at least I manned up enough to tell you what I was thinking. But still, it felt like our relationship got busted. I'm heartbroken. I still love you, Dad.